I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I'd like to welcome Agito Samemaru. Hi.
Hi. Ahoy.
Ahoy. Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
All right. Ahoy. I am Agito Samemaru, a shark pirate captain.
And there's a combo for you. You go down with that ship, you ain't coming back up. That's
ship's never going down.
yeah. And if it does, it's just the better for you anyway. At that point, get home quicker. How did you get started with the VTubing thing?
So it started over 4 years ago. It was with some HoloLive English, specifically Myth clips, because Myth was the only group that was around at the time.
Right.
So this was before like Council/Promise.
Yeah.
So I saw some clips of them. My knowledge of VTubers was back even like to iKizuna. However, back then I didn't really know it was VTubers. It was just, this is something new and different. I'm interested in seeing like, what is this? Like, what is she doing and all that?
Right.
But I never really got into that kind of thing until HoloLive. And then from there, I found out, I can do this kind of thing as well. So I just gave it a try like shortly after that, and now I'm here.
Wow, well, excellent. Yeah. And so you were, once you saw it, you kind of decided, yeah, I want to give it a shot.
Yeah, because I saw like you can be in a company and like make a career out of this, which still something I want to do.
Yeah.
But it's a great alternative to a lot of these streams where you have a camera and stuff, but if you don't want to show your face or anything, then you can do this and you can still have your expressions shown and everything. So I find it a great alternative to that and something really cool and still interactive.
Yeah. It definitely is all that. I mean, I'm sure that this isn't new to you, but the idea of interacting with people from across the world that you're not going to see in person, who is maybe standing upside down on the other side of the planet, that's something that you just can't get every day.
Yeah. I mean, like that's what's amazing about streams and content as well, is that you can really watch them from all over the world. So of course you got time zones, so not everyone's going to be watching you when it's like the middle of the night there, but they can always watch your videos later if you have your VOD up, which is pretty nice. For me in particular, it's automatically there because YouTube.
Yeah.
But I think that's what is so great, is just the fact that you can reach all over the world without having to go anywhere.
Oh yeah, it used to have a old, and they're still out there. Ham radio operators would do that, but you'd have to have not only do you have to have a license in the system, but the other person has to have a license in the system, and it's a lot more complicated than simply picking up the microphone and turning Discord on.
Yeah, I mean, like even now, there's a lot of online radio stations. So,
oh yeah,
like I don't even know. I'm not sure how it is if you need licenses for that or anything. But
no.
You can effectively kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, the thing you need to watch out for, and I'm sure everybody's figuring this out by now, when you do stuff online, is you absolutely have to have the rights. If you get big enough and you don't have the musical rights for something, it's going away.
Yeah.
They don't play.
I think that applies for anything that uses music.
Yeah.
Like any shows of any kind that use music.
Yeah.
You might be able to get away with it if you're small enough, but the bigger you get, the more popular you get, you're gonna have that attention, and you might get the attention of the people who own that music.
Oh yeah.
So that's where you can, get in trouble.
Yeah,
streaming is a little different because of the automated systems.
Right.
You could not be popular at all, but all you have to do is play some copyrighted music, and you're getting it hit with something.
Oh, absolutely.
Hopefully at worst, a copyright, not a strike, but can't remember the word, but
Yeah,
uh,
a
you just
warning.
get that little copyright where you can't monetize or anything.
Yeah.
But
The music that I use here is royalty free, and they do allow it on YouTube. So, but occasionally when I played a cover, it does get hit, and I have to take it down or modify it somehow and not put the whole product up there, which is irritating. But I understand what's going on with it because I've had to fill out the sheets before, and they do not play. They want the
yeah,
money, and they will take
absolutely.
it. So we were actually
Yeah,
talking before coming on, and you've got a little bit of radio experience. You went in, of course, you got the voice for it, but you did
thank you.
some radio too as well. And but I see that probably gave you more than enough experience to not be too nervous when you picked up the microphone for this sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, streaming is just a whole different thing because of the fact that when I was doing stuff, it was for the most part like you don't really see any chat or anything, so you don't know who's listening. Um, which I mean, in a way, you can just think, you're just recording and that's it.
Right.
But when streaming, it's kind of a different thing that you see those viewers and it's like you're in front of an audience. But at the same time, it did help prepare for that. It also helped me prepare as well in terms of audio editing and such.
Yeah.
So I already had an understanding of audio levels and such,
Yeah. Have you?
and video editing as well.
Oh, yeah. In video editing, the last time I edited a videotape, it was a 1.5 inch videotape, literally videotape. So
Oh, video. Wow.
yeah, I haven't messed with that very much since then. And that's the reason why I use Microsoft Clipchamp. No, not sponsored. It was free. So
I
that's
wonder I wonder how many people listening right now or watching even know about videotapes.
oh
I know about videotapes,
oh
but
it catches me all the time. I talk about taping a program, and people look at me like, "What do you mean?" Recording the program. Okay, that's what we always use taping the program in the past. But,
yeah, VCRs.
yeah, and if anybody remembers what an 8 track looked like, um, that's what a modified version of that is what most commercials were played off of. Um,
I've actually seen an 8 track before.
yeah,
I've actually seen one. I've actually used one,
yeah,
but it wasn't mine, obviously.
yeah, and
That stuff is like before, like way back before.
oh, yeah,
It's just the fact that I actually know what one is. So I
yeah.
know what you're talking about.
It used to be, and people still, know what cassettes are for the most part, tape cassettes, but um, that used to be the favored thing over cassettes, which I never understood because the format is stupid.
Yeah.
You have,
I'm not, again, like not too familiar with the formatting comparison. I know about cassettes though,
oh yeah, cassette. You can
and
still
I,
find them
I
anyway.
wouldn't really understand why that would be because I thought that was before cassettes. I'm not entirely sure,
It is,
but
it
from
is.
my understanding, I thought it was.
Yeah, the tape is thicker, so I think you get a better audio quality somehow. But you could also used to be able to buy your own home reel-to-reel machines and get music off of that. But one thing about the old tapes as opposed to digital, if on the old tape, if your tape got stretched, you can't fix it. It
Yeah.
just goes.
Those things, it's kind of like with film,
Yeah,
which again now that's not really much of a thing anymore now because digital cameras, right?
right,
But
right.
it's the same kind of thing that like a little bend or anything will just ruin the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just destroy the whole thing. Now that you're up and you got started with your channel, and um, was it uh, was it very quick to get comfortable with what you wanted to do?
I think it's something that took a little bit of settling in.
Yeah.
My initial streams were like a pre-debut unarchived. I say unarchived because they're not on my channel.
Mm.
I don't even know if I have the streams anymore. But they were really to try to get settled in to see if I wanted to do this, which absolutely it was a lot of fun
Mm.
interacting with people.
Yeah.
that was something in itself that, first streams and already getting to interact with people is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So I think from there, it was pretty much easy to get settled in. I think once you get those first few streams out of the way, then you start to get more comfortable and you start to learn things
mm,
over the time. You
yeah,
start to learn more about checking your chat more often
yeah.
and responding more often. You learn how to deal with different technical things and everything.
Oh,
And I
absolutely.
think just working on this for such a long period of time, you just start picking up on things.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's again, it's a question of getting comfortable with it. And once you are comfortable with it, it'll reflect in your voice, which will reflect in your production and how it goes off. And as long as you're not, relaxed to the point of, Perry Como, and you and people aren't falling asleep, unless you're an ASMR streamer, in which case, more power to you. Um, and you're engaging enough, the personality will keep bringing people back and comfortably to what you're doing. And there's a lot of value in just learning how to do that with these sort of things. Because plus two, do you feel that now that you're relaxed behind the microphone, if something comes up, you're a little more ready for it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thing is that I've even learned early on about the kind of people you don't want in your chat.
Oh yeah.
I learned that early on with some not so great comments and how to handle it,
Mm.
which literally my solution was, I just like paused for a second to like, what in the world? But then it was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this bother me and just continue the stream, not even acknowledge it.
Hmm.
So that's something that's a lesson that was taught to me early on,
Yeah.
and I handled it well. And now, if any of those kind of comments come up, I can handle them easily. Just ignore them.
Yeah.
I say that's the best advice I can say is for people if you're new or not, if you have those kind of comments, don't let them ruin the vibe of the stream.
No. And if you have moderators, let them get rid of them and just go on. And because usually,
Yeah, exactly. I personally don't,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I know how it works with that kind of
yeah,
side of things as well.
yeah. Because some of them are pretty persistent. Some of them are just there to they're going to go from you to the next one and try to infect their stream if they can't get yours. Um, they
Yeah.
definitely don't care about you and your stream. And now having
Yeah. I've
have
seen.
yeah, it gets
Yeah.
pretty bad. But as long as you're keeping control and you've got your boundaries set, was that easy for you to do?
Yeah, pretty easy. I kind of had an idea based on looking at the rules of other streams as well.
Uh-huh.
And, the consistency, a lot of them do the whole don't mention other streamers unless they mention you. And then the whole don't mention that streamer in other streamers' chats, which to me is more of a rule for other people.
Mm-hmm.
I understand where they're coming from, but technically you can't really enforce that in someone else's chat.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just more along the lines of if you're someone's viewer, you don't want them to make a bad name for you by going into someone else's chat and promoting you.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
I've seen people on like one streaming platform where just because someone found out that I'm a VTuber, that, oh, I should go and collab. And I don't think the streamer liked that. And I certainly didn't either because I didn't even mention I'm a VTuber as a promotional thing. It just happened to come up.
Right. Yeah.
So that kind of thing is a no-go.
Yeah.
I completely understand that kind of rule.
Yeah. And I mean, that actually happened to you?
It did
Yeah.
like when I was in a stream. It
Oh,
was a specific streaming
oh,
platform
okay.
that isn't really around anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
But it has happened, and I don't think actually I think the same person did that in multiple people's streams on that same platform,
Oh, okay.
and none of those people appreciated it. I didn't appreciate it either.
Yeah.
But I think this is someone that eventually a lot of people just didn't want to deal with in their chat anymore.
Yeah.
I don't blame them because
Yeah.
you have chat rules, and
Yeah.
people should be following them.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Everybody's got their own. different ways of doing it. What's one of the things that's great about this medium is that there, and one of the reasons why I've done this many interviews is everybody's got their own reasons for doing it and their own talents once they're in it and their own personality, how they want things to go. It is the absolute um, perfect way to show your mileage may vary because of
Exactly.
how people are doing it. Different reasons and different things they want to do. I would think that if that there wouldn't be. I mean, I don't stream like that, so I don't know. But if somebody were to, mention something to you in some sort of message or an email or something, and said, "Look, there's another person on there who might be a fun collaboration to you. Might want to check it out," but not in the middle of a stream like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like you respect the stream, respect the topic
yeah,
of the stream as well.
yeah.
Another one that I've seen is don't have your own personal conversations, which again, really, the whole point of the stream chat is for the stream.
Mhm.
You're supposed to be talking about the stream.
Yeah.
And if you're off having your own conversations, you can just take that somewhere else. That's literally what like private messages are for.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And
So
I mean,
really,
that's the
yeah.
whole point of being there. When when the chat folks take over and try to make it their chat, and
If you want to have your own chat, then go and make your own chat. Or
yeah.
I wouldn't say like go and stream because then they probably don't want to stream. But
Oh no.
it's a chat for that stream for that reason.
Yeah.
You should be focusing on that. And I I guess that when you've been streaming, you can respect other people that stream more, and you can be more understanding because pretty much the way you want to act in chat is the way you want your chat to be acting towards you when you're streaming.
Absolutely. Yeah. You don't want to get in too far out of hand and in your name, your brand, going out there for that sort of thing because as it can turn. It can and there are some folks who there are folks out there who want nothing more than to, you know, make it uncomfortable for everybody. But there are also people who just want to take it over and make it about themselves.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. And like I said, those kind of people, I mean, you're welcome to watch.
yeah.
But and I think this applies for like any stream, not just my stream, but any stream. You're welcome to watch,
Hmm.
but you should respect the person who's streaming and you should respect the rules.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, when I tune into one of your streams here, what am I going to see?
Depending on which stream, you're probably gonna see a little bit of a mix of chill vibes, I would say.
Hmm.
Nothing too chaotic, but at the same time, there's some entertainment as well. Like I like watching a lot of chill, relaxing streams.
Yeah.
But at the same time, of course, you want to have that entertainment. You want to keep people watching. So you'll usually get like a balance of that kind of thing. And no matter what, key thing, regardless of how many people are watching, you want to make sure that you have as little time as possible where you're not talking.
Mm, yeah.
That's something because the last thing you want to do is go into someone's stream, they're not talking, and it's like, all right, cool. So you're just watching gameplay and that's it. No,
Yeah.
you want to go into a stream and someone's talking. And that's why I say that regardless of how many viewers you have, you want to still be making content as though you have a whole bunch of people watching.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Because especially if you're in a situation where your stuff is automatically being recorded, because you don't know when it comes up. You put in a VOD or something or a highlights, that becomes your advertisement for the
Yeah,
next time it
exactly.
comes out. And maybe somebody can't. Maybe it's 3 a.m. in somebody else's part of the world when you're streaming, and they see that afterwards. Oh yeah, I want to try to be a part of that. So I'm going to stay up till 3 a.m. To watch it live. But if they come on to the recording and see that basically you're throwing Z's on the screen while playing Atari Pac-Man, they're not going to come back. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, and if you're playing Atari Pac-Man, please don't do that anymore. Find something
I
better
mean,
than that.
To be honest, you could probably make Pac-Man into an entertaining stream. I mean, people have streamed Tetris.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think as long as you're entertaining enough, you could probably make, I wouldn't say every game, but you could probably make a lot of games entertaining. But
yeah.
for me, like when I'm watching, I will sometimes avoid watching a stream based on the game.
Mm,
Of course, if there's like spoilers for something I want to play.
right.
But if it's a game I'm not interested in, I may be less likely to watch.
Yeah,
But that also doesn't mean that you should just stream what's popular just for the sake of it being popular.
right.
Stream what you want to play. If
Yeah.
you want to play Pac-Man, by all means, play Pac-Man, but at least make it entertaining.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And there are people with good enough personalities and reactions to where if they're playing a game that they're not particularly good at, or it's a horror game, especially because horror game, and who doesn't like to watch people get massacred in horror games? But the reactions to them, and even the game that they're not really fond of the first time, they can make it work. They can they can make soup out of what ingredients they have. Um, but realize when you're out of ingredients. uh, don't go back to it again if you had trouble and you didn't like it, because they're going to know it. You've already got that wonderful instrument of a voice of yours, and I imagine that if you got in a situation where you've run into a game that you just absolutely despise, and you're doing it because other people on the net are doing it, and you want to do it for listeners in cloud, they're going to realize when you're not having fun with it.
Not only that, but not only that, but you also run into the issue that a lot of people are playing that same game.
Hmm.
You're now competing for attention with those same people playing those games.
Hmm.
So if you want to play a popular game, that's fine if you actually want to play that game.
Hmm.
Don't play a game just because it's popular because you think it'll get you more viewership because it may work, it may not because of the number of people playing. But at the same time, it's best to just play something you're going to enjoy because people will know if you enjoy a game
Yeah.
just based on your reactions and everything. That's why I prefer to play something that I know I'm going to enjoy, that I'm going to have fun playing, because then I can make it a more fun stream.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and that happens with anything you're doing on the stream or a broadcast or anything along those lines. If you're interested in it and in your curiosity is piqued, and they can tell, like they can hear the smile on your voice while you're doing it, they will come back for more. It is very much a personality driven um, and medium, and there are a lot of people who will play Minecraft online at any particular time, but people will come back to the personality of the person playing that Minecraft. Maybe even if they'll stick around in a game they don't particularly like, they're going to give you a shot first because they like how you do it.
Exactly. Now, in the case of Minecraft, though, I actually find Minecraft to be very entertaining because there's just so much you can do, and there's so many different ways to play.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because everyone's going to be building something different, and you might be curious as to what they're building,
yeah.
how they're building it, and even when they're gathering resources, it becomes, for the most part, a chat stream. From a
Oh
lot of streams that I've seen
yeah,
of people playing Minecraft, it's largely a chat stream,
yeah.
and I just find Minecraft to be a super fun game as well.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's something that, you know what, if you want to play something popular that you'll enjoy, if you enjoy Minecraft,
yeah.
then I would say that's a great thing to stream.
Oh yeah. I'm just using that as an example because at any time you're going to find many people streaming that game. Um, but what's going to catch people isn't necessarily that they may come back, they may not. What they're coming back for is the personality of the person playing it. Because if they're just looking for somebody to play Minecraft, they'll flip a coin, they'll find someone. Um, they'll then once they find that person that they really click with on that personality level, they'll come back to it. They'll remember the name. They'll put down as a bookmark. They'll subscribe, something along those lines. Um, there's the old marketing concept of hooking them and then keeping them. Um,
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing that of course you want to pull them in,
yep,
but then you want to keep them watching as well because you
yep,
can get them to come in,
mm-hmm,
like hopefully you can get them to come in
yeah,
and But you do that, but you also then want to keep them watching. You want to keep them interested and you want to keep them coming back as well.
Oh yeah,
Because that's really how you grow in doing this.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot to be said for getting your name out there. But if you're getting your name out there because you're robbing banks, it's probably ain't going to help. um,
No, there's people who I've seen way too much drama,
uh
like being posted and such. Like it seems like every week there's drama coming from somewhere
right.
in the community, and I avoid that stuff. And while it can help get you attention, it also gets you the wrong attention, and in the long run, that's not the best thing to be doing.
Yeah, because let's face it, sometimes that drama is because somebody made a comment that they probably shouldn't have made, and that's causing the problem in the first place. uh, Whatever you go out there is going to be on the internet, and someone's going to remember it, or clip it, or copy it, or something, and it will come back to haunt you. Um, so keep an eye on that a little bit. But the the audiences, you can see somebody get a big raid from somebody, and say, let's say I had 10 people, which would probably be more than I would ever get doing a stream, and I was raided by somebody. I'd say, so you came in and threw me 1,000 people on a raid. By the way, thank you for that. So I'm sitting there with 10,000 or 1,010 people, and I'm like, oh, wasn't that wonderful? Now I got 1,000 people, and 5 minutes later, now I have 8 people. So you didn't keep any of that 1,000 people, and you also lost people along the way trying to keep those 1,000 people. Um, that's fool's gold. Um, it doesn't really help you long term with that sort of thing. You have to have the good stuff in order to keep them there.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're given that opportunity, you need to run with that opportunity.
Hmm.
And if you get that kind of a raid, which would be huge. Like, I wish I could have that kind of a raid. I'm pretty sure, like just about everyone would be happy with that kind of raid.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I'd be happy with like any size raid. To
Oh yeah.
me, it doesn't matter. Even if you raid with like almost like with barely any people,
Hmm.
it's still a raid. You still took the effort, and I appreciate that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And you
Unfortunately, not everyone is like that,
right.
but I appreciate that kind of thing. But back on the topic though,
Yeah.
is that that again, you're given that opportunity, and if you can't hold that audience, then there's two possibilities that I think of. Either one, maybe that wasn't the kind of audience for you, that maybe your content is too different from the other person's content,
Hmm.
or that you can use that as a learning experience and think of how you can improve your content to make it entertaining enough for people to stay.
Right. Right. And if they're come and gone, and you've actually lost people in the long run, maybe you played a little too much.
Yeah.
You don't.
That kind of thing can happen in general
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Maybe those people just happen to have to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Don't
if
completely
you
throw
have
the
that
baby
many
out.
people, it's probably unlikely that was the case.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, don't throw the whole baby out with the bathwater, because when they come back, or if they come back, they're coming back to the same old you that was there before you got raided. Um, you make it welcome to them, and if they like it, they'll stay. If they like your
I would
personality.
say I would say that you want to still keep the same vibe,
Hmm.
but maybe you up the energy a little.
Yeah.
That you have your viewers, but then maybe like you have so many more people, you're probably gonna get that boost of energy right just from seeing that happen,
Hmm.
and just run with that.
Yeah.
That would be my advice, is just run with it.
And don't run away from it.
Don't run away with it. No,
Run
just
to it.
just make sure to run with it at a reasonable enough pace
Yes.
that you're maintaining your vibe,
Hmm.
but like just cranking it to the next level.
Yeah. Well, there's also something to be said about your own community when something like that happens. If you've built up a community that is there for you, I mean, is it really basically fans of you, and that they'll also kind of go along with it and not try to overdo things while what's going on, and kind of help escort people in, which is always nice. are you happy with your community right now?
I would like to have more growth, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a lot of people, especially for smaller creators, they would absolutely like that. For me, like I just feel like at times it can seem a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like a larger community. I'm happy with, the level of what I'm doing is just, I want that more of that growth.
Mm-hmm.
But I would think the same could apply to like any smaller creator as well. They'd probably say the same thing.
Yeah, it's and bringing yourself across different platforms can be a plus or a minus depending on how you do it. If and what you're wanting to do with it. Uh, I wouldn't just throw myself over every platform just to have a place there because I don't know how to use Instagram and TikTok. What the heck would I would be doing with that stuff? Um, or any of these other things. But if you just kind of I really wish I could teach a marketing class for everybody without using the word marketing because that makes everybody cringe.
Yeah.
and here's how you kind of expose yourself, and then after that, it's kind of more up to you. Um, it's up to your content whether or not they like it or not. You don't want to whatever you do, don't bait and switch people. Um,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that's not going to fit, and you'll get your name put out there for other reasons that won't be good. You don't want people actively rooting against you.
Yeah, exactly. What you want to do is be able to maintain what you have, but you also want to find ways to grow without affecting that.
Yep.
Like you don't want to take like a complete direction change in direction because instead of gaining, you may just lose viewers.
Right.
But if you try to find new ways to gain viewers to grow without affecting what you have already,
Hmm.
that's really what you want to try to figure out how to do.
Mm. So, have you got any goals for the rest of this year?
Um, I would say I don't want to put like a number on them, but it's gonna be to continue to grow to, more viewers, more subscribers, more followers, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
I don't have any specific numbers at the moment, but certainly like some higher numbers of that. I'd also like to do some collabs as well.
Hmm.
I think doing some collabs would probably be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And to me, the way I look at it, I wouldn't look for collabs as a way to grow because a lot of people they'll use that just to go and take advantage of that and grow.
Hmm.
But I look at collabs as a way of, just having fun, having a fun stream.
Oh yeah.
And if it happens to get you more viewers, then so be it. That's just a bonus.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's always nice to make a connection with somebody that you can call up and say, hey, I got this two person game. Let's kick it around a while. And if and sometimes the connection is good and the content is good. Sometimes you could have two really good streamers who just don't mesh, and
Yeah, I think that's why sometimes people do like a vibe check and such.
yeah,
So they could both be entertaining, but you need to be able to work together as well.
yeah, yeah,
So I think that's something important for collabs is
yeah. You wouldn't have Sam Kinison and Jerry Lewis. Although now that I say that, it actually would be kind of funny to have seen that back in the day. I see how that one would have gone. But the two people that are talented in different ways don't necessarily mesh well.
yeah.
And once you do get that connection, kind of keep it fresh. You don't have to be best friends right away or anything like that. Just say hello every once in a while and keep the lines of conversation open. Um, you don't know what you're going to get invited to next time. Could be really really
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
There's connections to be made too. Uh, Now that you're in it for a while, have you had a direction in your streaming career that you would do differently than you've done?
I think maybe getting started on certain things, I would have gotten started on posting more on Twitter or having a separate account for it,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just so that you could promote more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I probably would have started that sooner. And I kind of wish I had the knowledge that I did now back then. But of course, you're not going to have that knowledge without, the experience.
Right.
So that kind of would be difficult to have.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
really
I
wish
would
I
I
knew
would
that
say,
fire was hot.
yeah.
Yeah. Nope, not gonna learn just till you stick your finger in it. That's the way it works.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is a lot of the knowledge that I have now, I wish I would have had then.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I'm grateful that I have that knowledge now. So if anything, I can, if somebody wants advice from me, depending on the topic, then I can at least help out, which I guess in a way I've kind of been dropping some advice throughout this as well.
Oh yeah, you've been great with that. I'm thinking, we do get a lot of the folks who do tune in. A lot of them are VTubers, and they do get some ideas and things. Going to get some tips for. So I'm sure that they took some of this to heart. I hope they did. But the um, one of the things I really appreciate is you're a very conversational from the start. There's not a pretentious part that is there in talking with you, which is so tough to teach. It's either natural or it isn't for the most part. But have you always been someone who's been easy to start a conversation with?
It really depends on the person and the topic
Mm,
because I don't really like, that kind of small talk and stuff
yeah.
where the information isn't going anywhere and they're probably going to forget what you said like 5 minutes from then.
Hmm.
But if it's like an actual conversation about like an interesting topic, then yeah, I could just talk so much for it.
Yeah, yeah, and it shows. It shows because obviously you've put a lot of thought into what you want to do as a VTuber and content creator, and you have a very clear idea of what you want with it. Um, it's a it's always refreshing to talk with someone who has that kind of skill, um, because the conversation itself becomes very comfortable, and you don't have to do much other than sit and turn the microphone on. Um, you've gotten probably, I would imagine, given your time, comfortable enough where you turn on the microphone and you're not really worried about what's going to come out of your mouth.
No. If anything, I'm actually super careful with what I say
Hmm.
because yes, you can edit a stream after,
Hmm.
but the reality is that anyone who was watching at the time will still hear what you said.
Hmm.
So I am still quite careful with what I say. I know some people they'll go a little bit more personal with what's going on with them, or they'll say like a few personal details.
Right.
I tend to try not to do that.
Hmm.
If something's relatable or relevant, then I can bring it up,
Yeah.
but I don't want to go into too much kind of detail, which there's nothing against people who want to do that. It's just personally for me, it's something that I usually avoid.
Hmm. Well,
And
well, probably.
and in addition to that, really just like certain topics and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm always careful with what I say.
Oh, yeah. But I imagine you're comfortable enough to where you don't believe you're going to slip up anytime soon with that. Um, you seem
I
very
would
in
certainly
control,
hope not.
very in control of what you've got going on, and that's all good stuff. People should realize as you go along and get comfortable. Be comfortable with what you're doing, but get um, don't get laissez-faire about it.
Yeah.
Because if something's happened and you don't know about it, and you come on and make a comment that later can get misconstrued, um, now you go ahead and try to catch the greased animal running through the courtyard. And it's very tough to catch because you have no safety net when you're on live, and I don't care what medium you're on. If you don't have a delay system or anything like that, you are live, and someone's going to hear it.
Well, the only safety I can think of is, which I've learned from a lot of people as well. Not everyone does this, but a lot of people do this. Is they will have, I think, the setting is called like VOD or something,
Hmm.
where you can scroll back in a stream or not, and you can turn that off so that people can't scroll back in a stream. So
Mm.
at worst, if something happens, then after the stream, you can quickly private it, edit that out, put it back on. And I think that's a safety net that a lot of people have on there just in case.
Wow.
It's something that I've learned, especially people in like big companies
Mm.
will do. So I've kind of learned, oh, that's probably a smart idea to have that setting just in case.
You, we're gonna have to. There's a couple of folks I've interviewed. We're gonna just have to get together and have kind of a tips segment, and just have all you folks on there talk about different tips, and what to do, because folks learned a lot from this. They also learned a lot about you, and that they should be tuning in to your exploits. How often are you streaming these days?
Uh, at the moment, I've been streaming or been trying to stream about once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it's difficult to, be able to stream multiple times, or
Right.
sometimes it's also the motivation. I don't mean the motivation like you just don't feel like it. It's
Mm.
more along the lines of I feel like the more popular I get, the more I would want to stream kind of thing.
Right.
I guess I guess the motivation would really be that, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's just the motivation, but also the timing as well at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Stupid real life getting in the way and stuff like that. Take a
Yeah.
take a back seat, Bills. Of course, with me, they already know where to go. Straight in the very far back corners where I can't get to them. Um, but it is an absolute pleasure talking with you, and it's great to hear someone who's got a level head and a lot of talent and such a great instrument to use it with. And I'm glad that we get to hear you through this medium. And you've got the potential audience of the world, and I hope they come and find out what's going on with you. We're going to have the links in the description for this video here, and I really do hope that we get you on again sometime soon. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate it. There's actually, I've looked through some of the previous interviews, and I have recognized some people on there as well.
Yeah, it's always
So
fun
it's great to
check
be
on.
on here.
Yeah, thank you again.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.